coming in soon, in a couple minutes actually, so we need everyone to cheer as loud as you can for her. She totally deserves it. This girl is a rock star. She lost 121 pounds. That's awesome, and I know all of us here are here to do the same. Well, maybe not 121, but you know, anything, you know what I mean? So yeah, if everyone here, you guys on the treadmills, you guys on the weights, if we could cheer as loud as we can for Dani Allen when she comes in, that would be awesome.
I'll cheer.
Okay.
I'll cheer.
Say who you are again, Ashley.
Okay. Again, my name's Ashley from KC 101, so we're just gonna cheer as loud as we can.
Well, this is part of it. Come on.
What is it for? The news?
We're gonna pretend it's like a
Planet
surprise
Fitness.
party.
You're what?
We're all gonna yell.
Planet Fitness.
Oh.
I see her.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys get ready. She's walking in.
Who is?
Dani Allen. Dani Allen's walking in.
And Brett?
Brett Hobel.
And Brett Hobel.
Oh my god.
Alright, you guys, are you ready? Ready? Woo! This is Brett.
And I have a very special guest coming in to rock and roll in here. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Well, say listo. This is the winner from season 14 who lost 121 pounds to take it home with the win. Your favorite, my favorite, Dani Allen.
Everyone, Dani Allen. Congratulations.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I don't really know what to say. I'm not the best public speaker out there, but I just want to say thank you guys for coming. I was so excited. My Twitter was blowing up being in Connecticut, so I'm like, I think this is my new favorite state. So we had a great time. We were just over at Meriden too, so I'm grateful for Hamden to have me as well, and thank you guys for having me here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Now, at the last one, we had people that wanted to do a quick Q&A, like maybe a couple of questions. Her season, our season, whatever. Do you guys have any questions for us? A lot of people want to know some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, most memorable moments.
Jillian is not as mean as she looks.
Yeah, do you guys have questions? What's your question?
How does it feel to be the last standing white team member? Because I'll tell you what, every challenge that you had, you kicked everyone's butt. And it was awesome.
You know, I think the biggest part of that was the first week, Jillian told me I couldn't do it. And that's actually the fire that gave me that was like a big, okay, you tell me I can't do it, I'm gonna do it. And then also the pressure of, if I went home that week, Jillian Michaels was off the show and America would hate me. Because there would be no more Jillian Michaels. So I had a little bit of that pressure, but I've always called it like my blessing in disguise, where it sucked, honestly, losing my entire team. But at the end of the day, it made me focus on myself, and I had to put myself first, which is something I'd never done or learned to do before. And until you can make yourself as strong as you can't be strong for anyone else either. So it really was awful at the time, but once I was able to strive through and fight to go beyond it, it was the best experience of my life.
That's awesome. Do you guys have questions?
How many hours did you work out a day?
I did that a lot.
In the beginning, we were constantly, it was like purely working out all day for about 8 hours a day, because we weren't at a fitness level that we could do much more than lots of walking, like jogging and here and there. And yes, you saw the extreme stuff that was on the show. That was probably 25% of our day. But then when we got really fit, it took us about 6 to 8 weeks, and then all of a sudden you would see people like Michael, who's still over 300 pounds, but he's running like 5 miles. When we got our fitness level up, that's when we reduced to maybe like the 4 to 6 hour range, which still sounds ridiculously long, and it was, until the point where I'm at now, where I just work out an hour a day and I'm good. So it's something to look forward to. Yes, we started the extreme, but then once your body knows what to do, you can do it in and out.
Cool. Do you guys have questions?
Yeah, I think for
Do you
Brett,
have another question?
Brett will kick your butt.
That I use.
I'll say a couple of things. One is, a lot of things I'm going to ask is the training regimen. And one thing to really understand is the training regimen when you're on the ranch is much different than the training regimen for the average person. There's really apples and oranges. You cannot compare that. Number one, so much of it is food, is nutrition based when you're doing a weight loss training. A lot of it, in my opinion, more than 50%. So we were very fortunate. We had a lot of the food shopped for us. There was a list. And they had to prepare their own food, but everything is getting taken care of. The number one reason people do not work out and do not cook for themselves is what?
Lazy. Time. They don't have time. Yeah.
They don't have time. Well,
right.
these guys had all the time in the world. They have a free membership to a gym, and so it's not, you can't, the problem is so many people see that and they think, why am I not getting the same results? And I always have to tell them, apples and oranges, you're not on a ranch, sequestered, without access to phone, internet, your family, it's not the same experience. So that's one thing to get out is, there's a difference, but there is when she's talking about the reality when you get home of doing it for 45 minutes to an hour. And also, when I talk about a lot of it is taking care of your food, making time out of your day. It is important, you have to put it as a priority, not a 1 hour event in your iPhone. It has to become something that is truly a part of your life, a routine that you would not do, just like you're not going to not eat or breathe. Shopping for food, cooking your food, and getting to the gym becomes that much of a priority in the routine. Any, I don't know. What's you had something else?
Oh my gosh.
Zero.
Sorry.
Well, no, but I mean, honestly, it's not just about working out, it's about what you put in your body. Like, I could be this fit, but be unhealthy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't make priority for my workout, and I really need to. But I don't have your workout video from Beachbody, but I've seen the infomercials and everything. And how did you like being on The Biggest Loser as far as being a trainer? I mean, it was kind of thrown in there.
I'll say that changing the lives of a lot of people in the show changed mine, for sure. I was already a pretty accountable person, but it made me much more accountable and hyper aware of things that I was doing because I had not only a team that I was in charge of, but I could feel America behind me. That this was something that when I stepped onto the show, I wanted to represent that, I don't want to say brand, but this movement that Biggest Loser was created to the best that I really could. I didn't want to let anybody down. I felt it was a real honor to be on it and alongside. I knew Jillian before the show. We were friends, so I just wanted to do a good job because I believe that show stands for a lot more than just weight loss. For a lot of things. And that was one of the things going through my head. And it gave me a very strong voice and message that I didn't necessarily have before. And when I trained a lot of people in New York for many years, but I got paid a lot of money and I trained a lot of high-profile clients, and I wasn't digging into their closet on certain things. That was different. On Biggest Loser, you had to get down to the nitty-gritty and call people on their shit and be tough love. And that was something that it was also, you have to really, really, really bond with people. 10 cameras in their face. And it can't be fake, it's got to be real. If you want to get results, that's really the key, is that connection that you have with them that goes beyond the sweat. And that was something that was nice. It was reassuring for me to be able to have that happen. When I left, I didn't consider myself a trainer anymore. I felt I was someone that was inspired. And that's sort of where if I could have one thing in the future, I'd love to be the Tony Robbins of fitness. Not, you know what I mean? Like that's the direction. So, hope that answers the question.
Actually, for Danny, I have a couple questions. I know a lot of us here obviously we're here to get in shape and obviously change something in our lives and get the motivation. So where were you at before you even thought of entering the show? Like, what made you be like, you know what, no, I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to do it. Like, what gave you that extra inspiration? Because I know a lot of people, like we were saying before, laziness, like sometimes I don't want to go, but I have to go. So what gave you like that extra motivation?
Well, easier said than done. I had gotten that fire in my belly like 8 million times in my life. I'm like, I'm going to do it. You start in the gym on Monday, and you're going to do it, and by Wednesday, you're like, yeah, I'm good. So So it happened to me a lot. I struggled with weight my entire life, and I got to a point where I just said, it's not for me. I was, chubby as a 3-year-old, 8-year-old, 12-year-old, my entire life. It just never went away. So I thought it wasn't in the cards for me. It wasn't really until last February of 2012, my dad was rushed to the ICU with a blockage of almost 60 liters of water over his heart because he was so overweight that his body couldn't get his fluids going properly, and he was put into a medically induced coma. He had a trach put on because he couldn't breathe, and I got the phone call that said, bring the whole family in. And that was the moment where I just couldn't understand that my dad was about to be 50 years old and he was on his deathbed. And in that moment, I had the realization that he was the tree on the apple. You talk about apple tree, I do everything that my dad did. And he ended up turning 50 years old in the ICU. And I'm 25, well 26 now, and I thought that should not be the halfway point of anybody's life. Or that should be your halfway point, that shouldn't be the end point. And when that had happened, 2 weeks later, Biggest Loser auditions were there, and I had no intentions of making the show. I just knew that this was going to be my point to start off. I need some people that are probably struggling like I am, and maybe we can even get our own little group together and just, because sometimes it's easier when you have someone by your side. And that was the moment where I was just like, I can't be 50 years old and on my deathbed like my father was. And luckily, I don't know if it was stuff from the show and just everything that happened. He's good. He's down over 100 pounds now. He was at my last race, just waiting for me at the end. So it's been a great year for all of us.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Let's give her a round of How do you feel now that you're done? Like, have things changed in your life? Like, obviously, besides, your physical weight, like, relationships, daily activities, like, it's like a drive, like, anything change?
Oh my gosh, everything has changed. I love that question. Like, what's changed? I'm like, everything. Honestly, my whole outlook in life has completely changed. I feel like a kid again, where like, I want to be an astronaut. And you have that feeling like you think you can. Like, I feel like I can again. And that's what I want to tell people. Like, if you saw where I was, there's no reason why you can't. So I'm like, if I can, you can. And that's what I want to tell everyone else out there, that we all struggled on the show. We all had bits of life that get in the way. Everyone has those bits of life. You just got to get rid of those excuses. And I'm sorry, like Jillian's motto, cut the crap. Right in your face. She asked me day one, why are you fat? And I was like, really? You're not going to sugarcoat that at all? Not like pat on the head? No, there's just a blatancy that you have to get out in life. That just cut it out. Get rid of the excuses and stop caring so much about what other people think. If you want to go to a Zumba class and you're like me and I'm just like, okay, hip here, this here, like, who cares what you look like? You're doing it. And so I think that's my more motto. I feel like a kid again, and I feel like I don't care what everyone else thinks of me. And that's the best gift I got.